Welcome to Pursuit Roundtable, a segment where we bring coaches from different backgrounds and different expertise to answer your training, nutrition, to talk about life, maybe roast each other a little bit, and everything in between. Without further ado, let's get into today's episode. What's one of the biggest mistakes you guys see that first-timers make in the gym?
Hitting it too hard, too fast. Like it's hard, right? Because especially when you make an emotional decision of going to a new gym, especially when you're here, right? Like the hype's out of control. So you walk in, you're excited, everyone's excited that you're there, and then it's you're there 7 days a week. Then the next week, you're there 7 days a week again, but you're sore as hell and kind of starting to fall apart. Week 3, you're completely falling apart. Now you're only there 2 days. Week 4, you're there 1 day because you don't want to feel like you did on week 2. And then all of a sudden you're like, maybe that's too hard or that's not the right spot for me. Then you take off the entire year and you wait for January 1st again. So don't hit it too hard. I would approach the gym maybe 2 to 3 times a week, and get in a good vibe and a good schedule moving forward. And then as you get comfortable, in your new environment, your new facility, starting to meet everyone, then slowly start adding to your plate and then go from there.
I'm going to take it outside of the gym because that was going to be my answer. But when I go outside of the gym, most people are like, oh, I just started running. And it's they think that that's the only way that they could lose weight. Right. And it's yes, it is probably the most accessible because you don't need a ton, but it's also the most impactful on your joints and on your body. And you also have no idea what you're doing. So I would say that mixed along with they're just not asking for help for any guidance. People are stubborn. They got an ego. So I'd say those two things.
From my experience, I feel like most people aren't eating enough. They think they need to start working out. They want to change their body composition, so they go straight to restricting everything, straight into a deficit when their body probably isn't ready for that. To build muscle, you got to feed it. And so the worst thing you can do is start lifting and then starving yourself, and then we don't recover, and then we never build muscle, and then our metabolism slows back down. So biggest thing I see is just not eating enough at the gym.
Do you think some of that might be some toxic stuff just on the internet? What do you think weighs the most on newer people kind of figuring their way throughout the gym?
Mike is ready.
Mike is I fixed all these people.
Yeah. No, please keep doing this. No, I was going to say the answer to the last question was going to be program hopping. And honestly, it's not even program hopping. It's not following a program at all. It's doing the latest, greatest thing you saw on Instagram, which is basically just majoring in the minors, right? You'll see some very specialized new glute kickback, but they're not doing the basics of a split squat and a RDL and stuff to build your glutes. You're doing maybe the minor accessory stuff that somebody more advanced can get away with, but honestly, then they go to the next trend and they go to the next trend and there's no program, there's no systematic progressive plan in place.
So I guess I can speak from more the sports performance side. Oh, thank you. Oh,
Doesn't matter.
oh, thank you. Very nice. Can you hear me now?
Get some breathing in there.
Yeah. Anyway, what I was saying. I'll speak more for the sports performance side. The amount of this gym, we want athletes in here, right? We're ESPN family. We want ex-athletes and then your kiddos in sports performance, and your body's not the same as it was when you were playing sports. So, I mean, we've had coaches and interns come in and used to be absolutely elite. Not that you can't ever get there again, but the amount of people that pop hamstrings because I'm going to go sprint right now or I'm going to go jump right now. So obviously there's got to be a different path to that. It can't be a jump in and go right away on most of those exercises because they're advanced. You know what I mean?
What is the worst fitness trend or a bogus exercise or a thing that was going on either years ago or currently?
So if you know me and you've been following my journey since I've started 10 years ago, you know that I'm the anti-Bosu ball guy. There's viral videos of me throwing them in trash cans. There's viral videos of me stabbing them with gigantic spears and ripping them open with knives and axes. I don't mind them, but the problem is all the videos that are usually posted on them are people kettlebell squatting on them, people doing balancing acts, single leg bullshit, and I just got sick of seeing it because it was all mainly clickbait, Obviously there's some good movements to do to create some instability, but other than that, I have been known for being the anti-Bosu ball guy, and I'm holding true.
Aw, I liked Bosu's. I also came from a rec center where I worked with 80-year-olds, so it kind of was the thing, TRX and Bosu. Has nothing to do with fitness. The Crocs and the pajama pants, walking into the gym, that's all. No more. That's the number one fitness trend that needs to leave. There you go.
Any fad diet ever. Ever. Like, unless you have a very specific medical condition where you have to restrict certain things in certain amounts, like, there is no fad diet that some skinny bitch is gonna go on and say, eat what I eat in a day and you'll have a flat stomach. Like, that's my pet peeve, and there's so many unqualified people on the internet trying to tell you, like, follow this trend. It's like, if you just stick to the basics, have a balanced diet, eat your protein and some fruits and vegetables, like, you're gonna be fine.
Is there one that sticks out to you? They're like, I really hate this one. Everybody does this for some reason. Oh no! The carnivore. You gotta say it.
Carnivore.
Okay, hold on. Let me back that up. Okay, it's me. When was the last time you tried carnivore for an extended period of time?
I like having regular bowel movements, so never.
Oh, you did it. Okay, cool. So once you try it out, let me know how that goes for you.
I like fiber and carbohydrates. I also train like an athlete, so I need carbs. Anyways.
Like, what's the weirdest thing you guys heard as a coach here?
No, it actually was at my old gym, so we're totally cool here. There was a lot of really things that happened at the rec center, folks. So they were trying to do a reverse hyper, but on one of the plyometric boxes, and it looked like a flopping, dying fish. That's probably the weirdest thing I've ever seen, but I've never had a client that's like, I want to try this ridiculous thing, outside of, like, I get sent ridiculous challenges like, can you contort your body in 70 different ways? I'm like, no. So
I'm gonna feel that. So I have clients that like will, do their own research or whatever, and I've got a guy that wants to. He read this book that just proposes how healthy a calorie deficit is all the time, and he's like, one should always be in a calorie deficit. And I said, no. Like, if you're truly in a calorie deficit, you're losing something, whether it's muscle or fat or bone mineral density or something. So no, perpetually losing something is not a healthy way to spend your entire calendar year.
I would say, like, I don't know that I've ever had an athlete come up and tell me this, but you see it scattered across the internet, and that's like exercises trying to be too sport specific. Okay, we're trying to mimic the exercises of the sport, which is almost impossible. Like, you train so that you can be better at your sport, which is the real skill, right? So, like, people in the back brace trying to, like, sling a baseball any faster, you know what I'm talking about? Like, they're pinning their arm back and using their arm like a slingshot. For me, I feel like that's just ridiculous. Like, we're trying to mimic the sport, which that's not what we're, like, just go play the sport instead of trying to pick an exercise that mimics the sport. If you want to get better at the sport, practice the skill of the sport instead of an exercise that slightly mimics it.
My favorite is old dudes shadow boxing. Like,
No doubt. No doubt. Yeah.
What's some of the ways that you guys have kind of navigated those people that are scared to kind of, like, push past those limits and kind of and reach for something that's outside of their comfort zone?
So I feel like with athletes, it's either one or two types of athletes. You have a absolute stud who you have to kind of be a jerk to, whether that's like challenging them. And then the other side of it is maybe the athlete who has no idea what they're capable of, and it's just constant reassurance. I feel like the more you tell somebody who they are and what they can be, the less you have to tell them exactly what to do.
I feel like in my world, I get a lot of people that just like have developed their own beliefs. Like, they have assumed that heavier weight equals greater risk of injury or higher intensity. And I think it's just opening their mind to, like, hey, training involves more than just like what each rep looks like or what each set looks like. Like, you have to think about your entire lifestyle. What's your training volume? Did you go from 2 days a week to 5 days a week? Did your sleep go from 8 hours to 5 hours? Are you under recovered? And that matters more about, injury risk than anything. I think people assume, like, a heavy deadlift, like, well, the risk is high because I'm lifting 400 pounds. And so sometimes it's just approaching that, and then you do it, and it's like, and your back didn't explode, right? That's exactly. And there's this light bulb moment that I just live on,
I've worked with people that are teenagers all the way up to 80 years old, and so I feel like I get this quite often, or you just have to be really good at having like modifications on modifications, right? So like when you're starting off with someone and they're scared of doing anything, you just have to be really good at adapting as a trainer, right? That's why I think we're all some of the best coaches out there, is because we have that. And then from there, it's like going and finding the proof. I think a lot of this is psychological and mental. And so if we're able to go back and show them the structured program that they've been through and then pull from the proof of like, look at what you've done, that is like such a confidence boost. And so following a structured program definitely does help by pulling on the proof and then just, again, continuing to give modifications and meeting the athlete where they're at.
Okay, so kind of closing this video out, we're going to go around, and I just want you guys to tell me what type of machine you would be if you could be a machine, and why.
Don't start with me.
I'll go. Oh,
Yeah,
a
don't
lifting.
start with me.
Oh, I was gonna say a tank, dude.
Wait, that's your answer is tank?
No, a lifting machine. A lifting machine.
No, but so there's a tank. You could push the tank.
No. No, you gotta go
I don't
first.
feel- I
Lifting
don't-
Machine.
I fear that I should not go first on something like this. I don't really use machines. I'm a barbell girly. What's the name of the one with like 30 different ways to use it? No, to do multiflex. I feel like I'm the multiflex because I'm a multifaceted girly. Okay, who's next?
All right. Yeah. I mean, I said tank before, right before I knew, but I'm gonna go with like with a
the moving tank.
yeah. But I'm thinking like heavy sled. You know, I'm gritty. You know, I like to get after it. I'm tough.
Like
Sometimes not always the most functional, but it's always badass. You know what I mean? Always badass.
I don't know how to answer this. I'm just going to go with my favorite machine in the gym is the Arsenal Viking press. This is the sickest thing. Shout out Arsenal for taking a strongman implement, turning it into a bodybuilding implement, unilateral, multi-hand position. I freaking love that damn thing. And I'm a big shoulder, overhead guy. So when they made that thing, I was like, that's on the list. That's coming out of the catalog, coming to Pursuit for sure. So Viking press.
It's not a hip thrust. Not a hip thrust. You can have it. I'm gonna be.
Kick back, full kneeling.
No, I'm gonna say the reverse hyper, because I'm a big believer in like spinal motion is healthy and it is okay to move your spine. And my personality is the reverse hyper. No, reverse hyper is gonna be my machine that I identify with the most.
Well, I was going to say the glute thrust, not because of the motion, but because I'm packing in the back. The secondary would be the Echo Bike because I'm a monster on that thing, so.
Thank you guys for watching today's episode. If you like this, please leave us a like, subscribe. We post weekly. See you guys in the next one.